Namaste. Shreekanto Mathulo Yasya Janni Sarvamangala Janakaha Shankaro Mahadevaha Tvam Vande Gajananam. This is a prayer to the Lord Vinayaka, who is the one who creates the obstacles and who also removes the obstacles. Vigna Karaka, Vigna Nashaka. If you look at the Shlokam, it's a very interesting one that says it's a Ganesha Shloka, but it appeals to four other prime energies that we pray to in Sanatana Dharma. Shreekanto Mathulo Yasya. The first line of the shloka is introducing Lord Vinayaka's or Ganesha's maternal uncle, Shreekanto. Shri is Mother Divine Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and prosperity. Kanto is her husband, Mahavishnu. Shreekanto Mathulo Yasya. Your maternal uncle is Lord Vishnu. Rather than taking Vishnu's many other names, the reason Shreekanto has been chosen is because without the feminine energy or the Shakti, the masculine energy is incomplete. Therefore, they have to function together as the yin and yang. We have to balance the Shiva Shaktya Yukto Yadi Bhavati Shakta Pravitum Nache Devam Devo Nakalu Kushala Spanditumapi Atastwam Aradhyam Hari Hara Virinchadibirapi Pranantum Stotumva Kadamakrata Punya Pravati. This is the first Shlokam of Saundarya Lahari, where Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya says, in order to move his little finger, who Lord Shiva, the Mahadeva, he is not able to move it without the collaboration of his Shakti. That is the importance of Shakti in all of us. Therefore, this Shlokam starts with the very auspicious Shrikaram, Shreekanto Mathulo Yasya. That is the first line of introducing maternal uncle of Lord Ganesha. Then Janani Sarvamangala, the mother who brought you onto this cosmos with a form and factor and a name existence, is none other than the treasure house of all Mangalas. All auspiciousness are kept in her reserve, and she is the one who is blessing all of us with the Mangalas. That is your mother. Then coming to your father, Janakaha Shankaro Mahadevaha. We know Shiva has many names: Shiva, Ishvara, Parameshvara, Isha, Ishanya. But the reason Shankaro name has been selected here is Shankaro Titi Iti Shankaraha, the one who does only auspiciousness. A lot of people think Shiva is the one who causes death. That is grossly misunderstood. Shiva is the one who causes us to rest in the form of sleep. Shiva is the one who gives us all the blessings. If the Shivatvam in you and I goes away, it leaves us with the so-called Shivatvam. That is the auspiciousness that Shiva continues to reinstantiate in all of us in the form of breath, the prana that we inhale. That is the third line. The fourth line is Tvam Vande Gajananam. I am bowing down to the one with Gaja Ananam. If we look at the Gajanana face, Anana is face, Gaja is the one with the face of an elephant. All of us are in this universe which is called as Jaga in Sanskrit. When we invert the word Jaga, we get the word Gaja. So as long as we are externally engaged with all the pursuits of life, we would continue to be happy, we would continue to survive, sustain. But if we want to tap the sources of bliss, we have to go inward in a journey that we call Antarmukha Samaradhya, Bahirmukha Sudurlabha. In the very powerful Holy Lalita Sahasranamam, this name is given, which means the bliss can only be tapped when we are an inward journey and not an outward journey. Therefore, Vinayaka's one of the very powerful names is Gaja Anana, where I am inverting or reversing my external worldly movement, which is the Jaga. When I invert it, the word I get is Gaja. So the moment I start praying to Ganesha, he would enable my inward journey, therefore trying to tap into those infinite sources of bliss which have been experienced and explained by many gurus of Sanatana Dharma across the periods of time. This very powerful Shlokam essentially becomes the chair on which Gaja or Ganesha is sitting, with the four legs being Mother Goddess Lakshmi, Vishnu, Shiva and Parvati, and on top of this Vinayaka is sitting. What does it mean? All of us have 6 chakras that we are often describing, that is often explained to us as the energy circles. Just like a mobile needs to be recharged, every night when we go to sleep, our body gets recharged with the cosmic energy. How does it get recharged? There are 6 energy centers in our body. These are called the chakras. Mooladhara at the base of the spine. Little at the back of the bladder is Swadhisthana chakra. Right at the navel is the Manipura chakra. Right at the cave of the heart, where the heart beats, a little towards the right of the cave of the heart, is the Anahata. Anahata essentially means that which beats without your control. And little above the Manipura, the Anahata chakra, we have the Vishuddhi chakra. Vishuddhi, the filter. Whenever you're getting any words that you want to express out, if you are on a path of inwardness, you will be able to analyze the words which are about to be spoken out, because we know words can make or break an individual depending on whether you are spreading elixir or amrita, poison or hala. Therefore, every time before you speak out a word that can be heard, when you are in an inward journey, your awareness will validate whether the words that you're going to speak are the poisonous ones or the one life-giving. This is what is denoted by Shiva arresting the halahalam in his throat, therefore getting the name Nilakanta. Then as we go forward, we have the very powerful Agya chakra, the one which is the command center and control, where we often refer to as the third eye or the Jnana Netram. This is the reason we see Shiva and Shakti with the third eye in between, where we often apply the Tilak Botu or whatever we call in the various languages. Essentially, whenever you're thinking, you say, let me think. You never say, let me think, pointing the nose. This is because our Sukshma Sarira, our body, what we see is called the physical or the Bhautika Sarira. Behind this Bhautika Sarira, we have 2 more bodies called the Sukshma Sarira and the Karana Sarira. These Sariras control the function of our body. If I'm able to move my hand internally, the Sukshma Sarira is controlling that movement of the hand, therefore giving a command to the brain to control and raise these muscles and nerves. So this Sukshma Sarira knows very well these chakras that I just described, which are the ones which will receive signal from the cosmos when we are sleeping. And this is a process that happens in all the beings, and therefore sleep becomes an extremely important rest, recharge cycle which continues to energize and re-energize us. Therefore, when you don't sleep for a day or two, you will start realizing naturally, no matter how much food you eat, you will start becoming extremely weak, because your energy chakras are not able to receive the cosmic energy in its full potential. This is exactly what happens in meditation. When we sit in meditation, we are plugging our body into the cosmic energy in order to receive the energy that the cosmos has to spread and share with everybody. It is infinite source of energy. This is what we call the Mahadeva Tattvam of Shiva. Therefore, Shiva's number is often referred to as the Ashtamurti Tattva. Ashta in Sanskrit means 8. And this is where the Ashtanga Yoga also has its genesis from. When we are talking about the number 8, if you look at the geometry of 8, it's a very interesting one. When we keep number 8 vertically, you tilt it by 90 degrees to horizontal, it becomes the infinity, which represents the Sadashiva Tattvam, as the Vedas explain that divine we call Shiva. There is no Sada Brahma, there is no Sada Vishnu, there is nobody else who is prefixed with Sada. This infinity symbol of 8 denotes our lives. If you were to look at the geometry of 8, the way it is written, there are 2 circles that join at a very thin waist. Now, the circle at the back is the past that all of us have, and the circle in the future, the circle to the right is the future. The waist, the thin narrow joint where both circles join, is the present moment. That's how thin it is. All of us are either too anxious about a future that nobody has seen, or we are too regretful of a past that we cannot change forever, and therefore in the process we are losing the current moment, lost in the past, being a prisoner of the past, or being an anxious traveler of the future. Therefore, in Sanatana Dharma, the number 8, which represents the Astamurti Tattva of Shiva, is extremely powerful because it reintroduces that infinity or infinite energy that all of us can tap into, from going from an existence of ordinary being to being an extraordinary by tapping into these sources of energy that yoga introduces to us. The moment we speak of the word yoga, many of us think it is the asana yoga or the kriya yoga, where many prefixes, ashtanga yoga, everything comes, hot yoga, vikram yoga, so on and so forth. But yoga basically means in Sanskrit being in balance with nature. What does being in balance with nature mean? When you are walking into a house which is air conditioned from a scorching sun, naturally given the hot temperatures, you would be tempted to drink refrigerated cool water or soda. But when you are pouring this extremely cold temperature liquids into your body, you're causing an imbalance in the body. Rather than being it in balance, though all our bodies maintain its temperature, we should ensure we consume all the liquids at room temperature. That's the reason our spiritual sciences always mandate that we should not eat extremely hot food, we should not eat refrigerated food, because they cause imbalance in our body, pushing the state of ease into the state of dis-ease. And this disease often is caused by 2 imbalancing equations of yoga. One is bhoga. When we are indulging into anything too much, the yoga is imbalanced with too much of indulgence into it, which causes and pushes us to the roga. This is the primary construct of balancing our health in a state of ease. As long as we are able to eat, therefore less cooked food, less processed food is very easy on the body, because it is the closest to yoga or yogic or sattvic food that we often refer to. Now, the reason we do namaste in Sanatana Dharma, many faiths do namaste. The reason you do namaste in Sanatana Dharma is that eternal force that I call prana, which is beating my heart, is the same energy that is beating your heart too. Therefore, irrespective of your rank, file, age, faith, religion, land, or the language that you belong to, I bow down to you, because the same oxygen that fuels life in you is the one that is fueling life in me. And a not so good looking caterpillar to a very cute looking baby, irrespective of how they appear, the prana that continues to infuse life in us is the one and the same. When we do namaste, the air that we breathe, which we were taught back in school, is oxygen that is life reinforcing, because it helps our hemoglobin to absorb that oxygen and carry it to all the organs. But what happens is this air that we breathe splits into 10 airs, 5 primary airs, 5 minor airs. The 5 primary airs that we do mention in all puja sankalpas are prana, apana, samana, udhana, vyana. Prana is the life reinforcing oxygen. Then apana is the one that controls all the bodily functions, navel and down, with respect to pushing the waste out, with respect to ensuring all the processed airs are expelled out of the body to maintain the state of ease, that is apana vayu. Then samana, the vayu or the air that ensures my left and right are balanced, both sides of the body are growing equally. Samana means equal in Sanskrit. Prana, apana, samana, udhana. Udhana air is the one that ensures the circulation of my blood, the salivation of saliva when I'm speaking. These functions are controlled and are happening without my interference. And vyana essentially is the air that helps me bend my limbs, move my tongue, therefore bringing in flexibility to the body. These are the 5 primary airs. If you look at PASUV, this is why we are called Pashus, because these airs that are controlling our movement, the moment that air stops, immediately we get into a state of pause. This is exactly what happened when the Bala Hanuman was hit by Indra, but by his Vajrayudha, when Lord Hanuman, as a few days baby, misunderstood sun to be a ripe mango and jumped to swallow sun. And Indra, being the king of gods, his job is to ensure the governance in the cosmos is maintained in the form of sunrise and sunset. And when Indra saw a new creature that came to swallow sun, because Rahu and Ketu are the only 2 beings who are permitted to cause eclipses to sun and the moon. But today there is a now 3rd being, and Rahu went to Indra saying, who is this new being that has been commissioned? Are you trying to fire us? And by bringing this new person who is going to cause the eclipse? And Indra was worried about this new creation or new creature that was about to swallow and touch the sun. And that was the time when Indra threw the Vajrayudha, very powerful thunderbolt, at Hanuman. Hanuman's birth name is Shivansh. His Hanuman's mother Anjana Devi named him as Shivansh. But when Indra threw the Vajra or the thunderbolt at Hanuman, causing the jawbone to break, in Sanskrit Hanu means the jawbone. When the jawbone was broken by Indra, Hanuman became lifeless and his life was taken away by Vajra. Hanuman lost his life, and at that time his father, Hanuman is called Pavana Putra Hanuman, though biological father is called Kesari because Hanuman is called Kesari Nandana. It is Hanuman is the Manasa and Arasa Putra. It's the god of air who helped the kheer or payasam get transferred from the head of Anjana Devi into her Garbhalayam or the temple of womb through the right ear, therefore becoming father figure for Anjaneya. And this Pavanaputra Hanuman, when he lost the life at the attack of Indra's Vajra, God Air or air god was extremely dejected and disappointed at the death of his dear son. Therefore, he went into a complete stalemate and hit a pause button, causing the prana vayus stopping of inhaling and exhaling in all the beings. This brought the universe and the cosmos to a grinding halt. Therefore, the cycle of birth and death were challenged. Immediately, the god of creation, Brahma, we think the word God is a word, it is an acronym. G for generate, O for operate, D for destruct. Because without the birth, there is no death, and without death, there is no birth. Without a beginning, there is no end. Without an end, there is no beginning. And beginning and end are what maintains the balance on this cosmos, including our planet Earth. When the balance was challenged, the god of generation Brahma immediately descended down, where Hanuman's mortal remains were kept on the ground, and his father, the very powerful Vayudeva, was sitting and mourning the loss of his dear son. When Brahmadeva came and said, Vayudeva, you are a god, and because of your stalemate, the world is coming to a grinding halt, and it's not right. It is going to impact the Sanatana Dharma's roots, that irrespective of what happens to us, we have to function for the greater good of all the beings. Therefore, restore and immediately reinstantiate your function. Therefore, all the beings in whom the air has stalled can continue to breathe prana. Vayudeva, without mincing words, immediately reinstantiated the cycle of breath, therefore bringing back prana's balance, which reinstill life in all the beings. Looking at this dharmic nature of Vayudeva, Brahma was the first one to give boon. I am the god of creation. Today I am declaring this boy who is dead now will be brought back to life, and he will be an eternal Chiranjeevi. He will continue to live and survive forever. The body that was born just like any other body, with the Pancha Bhautika Sariram, the five element body had to be ended in order to bless him with the Divya Shariram. Therefore, this whole screenplay and script happened, causing an end to the mortal body of Hanuman. Starting today, he is getting started on an immortal journey, and he will be called Hanuman, the one with the broken jaw, to denote how Indra used the bones of the very powerful Dadichi Maharshi, whose spine is what was crafted into the Vajrayuda. Dadichi Maharshi, who is a great devotee of Vishnu, chanted the Narayana Kavacham infinite times. And when Indra reached out to Dadichi Maharshi and said, you chanted Lord Vishnu's Narayana Kavacham infinite times, I would want, in Sanatana Dharma they say, when you chant a mantra with the body, it's the bones that actually digest it. I need your spinal cord, which is the energy reservoir, so I can continue to fight the adharmic asuras who always continue to cause imbalance by attacking devas, and by my town where I live called Amaravati. Amaravati means the place where there is no mara, no death. Therefore, that place where there is no death is attacked by asuras and rakshasas. That's how powerful they are. Now, without your help, O Dadichi Maharshi, I will not be able to fight these asuras who are my step brothers, and I will not be able to fight them. That great Mahatma Dadichi Maharshi gave up his life in order to give his spine along with the bones of rib, which continues to be the Vajrayuda of Lord Indra. When that bone was used, it broke the bone of Hanuman. And this is the story that we need to recall every time Lord Hanuman's name is recalled, and therefore Hanuman became eternal, and therefore the cycle of air which was restarted at the time of bringing back Hanuman to life continues. This is the very same thing which is chanted in the Mahasmasana Nagara Varanasi or Mahakasi, where death is celebrated. Right at the backyard of Mahavishnunath temple, we have the very powerful Manikarnika Ghat, where the pyre never stops. It continues to burn all the dead bodies, and people there keep chanting Ram Nam Satya Hai. We think they are recalling the name of Lord Sri Rama. Rama essentially is picked up from Om Namo Narayanaya. Ra has been taken off from the very powerful Ashtakshri Mantram. Shiva's biggest devotee is Mahavishnu. Therefore, Vishnu's Mahamantram, Om Namo Narayanaya has been given as Mahapowerful Astakshari, the 8-syllabled mantram by none other than Lord Shiva himself gave this mantra to the world, saying, whoever chants this very powerful Om Namo Narayanaya will become eternal, realizing the Ashtanga Yoga, the 8-limbed yoga in them, without even needing a guru to teach. Therefore, we see people who are on the path of meditation naturally learn and are taught by the nature all the 8 limbs. For example, to have a very simple demonstration of this is applicable to you, me, and all of us. When you are in a state of happiness and bliss, you realize your breath is very calm. You don't even realize that you're breathing. The slow breath is an example of how close we are to nature. When there is a natural calamity, there is a cyclone coming up, there is a flood coming up, as the nature starts getting imbalanced, you will start people seeing panicking. Where does this trigger? Any emotion gets triggered by the change in the rate of breath. That is the root of our existence, peacefully, not so peacefully, disturbed, and extremely perturbed. These 4 states of existence are completely controlled and contained by breath. Therefore, yogis are able to control their emotions because they do prana yama, controlling the life-sustaining breath forces. So when we pray to Gajanana, when we pray to Anjaneya, the both one with face of an elephant, one with face of a monkey, it is essentially to attract the attention of our young ones who naturally are attracted towards an elephant and or a monkey. And that is how Sanatana Dharma starts to infuse the roots in all of us right at a very young age. For more interesting insights and stories like this, please like and subscribe. Koncham Punyam.